One of my favorite treasure chests is the Santa Clara Museum in Gandia. Its roots go back to 1431, when Violante de Aragon, daughter of Alfonso de Aragon, the Old, who was the Duke of Gandia, established the convent of Santa Clara. Since its foundation, many famous women have sought the spiritual refuge of this convent, either because of a sincere vocation, or because they were forced to do so by their families, who were unable to provide a suitable marriage. It was also a refuge for widows, as in the case of Maria Enriquez de Luna, Duchess of Gandia, who entered the convent under the name of Sister Gabriela after the death of her husband, Juan de Borja y Catania, Duke of Gandia, and the marriage of her son and heir. She became abbess of the convent from 1514 to 1519. Since those years, both the history of the monastery of Santa Clara and that of Gandia have been linked to the surname Borja, or Borgia in its Italian version. Many women of the Borja family lived behind the walls of this convent, including several sisters of the Spanish Jesuit priest San Francisco de Borja, who was born in the palace of Gandia. One of his daughters also became a resident. Thanks mainly to the legacy of this ducal family, the Sisters of Santa Clara have preserved an artistic heritage that can now be seen in the Santa Clara Museum in Gandia. This museum is located in the men's hall of the old Hospital de Sant Marc, a medieval building that also houses the Archaeological Museum. The Santa Clara Art Museum's collection consists of paintings by important artists, such as the Valencian late Gothic painter Nicolau Falco, the Chateauborn Baroque master José de Ribera, and the Valencian Renaissance master Joan de Jonas. Paolo da San Leocadio was an Italian Renaissance artist who came to Valencia in 1472 under the protection of Rodrigo de Borja, and was to paint several works both in Gandia and in the royal city of Valencia. But it is the sculptures by the Andalusian Baroque master, Pedro de Mena, guarded for centuries by the Santa Clara nuns, that I will talk about in this report. The first sculpture is entitled Ecce Homo, which means, behold the man. These are the words spoken by Pontius Pilate, the fifth governor of the Roman province of Judea, who served under Emperor Tiberius, to the crowd that had gathered after Jesus' scourging. Together, with the Virgin of Sorrows, it forms an ensemble, inspired by the principles of the Catholic Reformation. His work, like all Baroque art, was intended to move the faithful to emotional passion. The viewer is encouraged to empathize with the suffering of the mother and son, who appear as examples of worldly forbearance, in the face of tragedy. These sculptures were a gift from the 10th Duke of Gandia, Pascual Francisco de Borja y Ponce de Leon, 1653–1716, and his wife, Juana Fernández de Córdoba, when their daughters, Sister Jesualda and Sister Pia de la Purificación, professed in the convent of Santa Clara. Carved from wood, and decorated with paint, and other media, including glass eyes and hair, these sculptures are characteristic of Andalusian Baroque imagery, with contrasting colors, and great realism. Andalusian Baroque reached a peak of naturalism and expressiveness in 17th century Spain. The artist, Pedro de Mena, was a virtuoso in the manipulation of materials, and created startling likenesses of bodies and clothing. The carved details are impressive, such as the twisted and knotted rope with which Christ's hands are tied, and the thin, low-cut drapery of the Virgin. Equally impressive are the subtle and vivid painting of the Virgin's tunic, in silver and red brocade, and the cuts and bruises, covering Christ's flesh. Mena's desire was to make the figures appear physically present before the viewer. At the same time, they possess a dignity and restraint that make them ideal works for contemplation. At the Santa Clara Museum in Gandia, you can see these ancient works of art up close, and photograph them too. Dear viewers, I want to extend my sincere gratitude to each one of you for taking the time to watch this educational lesson on video. Your support for SpainLifestyle.com is greatly appreciated, and it means so much to me. Through your engagement with this video, you have shown a passion for learning and a desire to expand your knowledge on Spain's unique and wonderful culture. I am honored to be a part of that journey for you. As I work hard to continue to bring you the best educational content, I encourage you to visit my website SpainLifestyle.com for more lessons, books, and informative articles. SpainLifestyle.com also has a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. I also have several historical textbooks and interesting travel guides on Amazon for you to read, learn, and enjoy, all with colorful illustrations. Once again, thank you for your support and for being a part of my Spanish art lovers community. I hope you will enjoy everything that SpainLifestyle.com has to offer.